Hello, my name is Michael Angell. I'm an associate professor here at the College for Financial Planning, certified financial planner practitioner, and an enrolled agent authorized to practice before the IRS. I was drawn to financial planning again because of my dad. And I remember my first experience in high school. I had all this discretionary income all of a sudden because I was working a job bussing tables on the weekends. And I said, "Hey Dad, what should I do with this extra money?" And so he didn't really answer my question. He just said, "Get in the car." And we drove down to Janus Fund. And he opened up my account for me. And I thought that was really cool. And so that kind of got me interested in finance. I went to Creighton University. And when I got out there, about 90% of my freshman class was pre-med. I was kind of an oddball, you might say. I mean, I fit in the sense that I was as credentialed as any other student, but I wasn't there to be a doctor. So I decided to stick with what I was good at. I ended up studying mathematics. And when I got out of college, I got a job as a sales manager. And that's when I really began to catch on that, hey, all this math knowledge I had could be useful in business. So then I started looking seriously at a career in finance. So I migrated over to banking. I decided I wanted to start at the bottom, work my way up. So I got a job as a teller. But my first real job in the industry, I was working for a CFP here in the Denver Tech Center. And he was on the other end of the spectrum of where I was. Whereas I was someone that was just starting out, just learning prospecting. He was coming towards the end of his career. He had a mature book of business. Everybody that walked in the door was a multimillionaire. These were mature clients with sophisticated portfolios. And he was at the point where he really needed somebody to just kind of manage it behind the scenes. And eventually he said, "Mike, why don't you go for your CFP?" And it wasn't so much a suggestion as it was an order. I was told I would get a CFP, so I enrolled in a program. And I passed the exam on the first attempt. So I had my CFP degree in one hand, or certification I should say. Had my CFP certification in one hand, had my EA certification in another hand. And I really felt well equipped to finally deal with clients. So I went out and got recruited by a couple of firms. I had coffee with another professor here. So little did I know, he went back and he told a recruiter here that I was interested in working here, and she reached out to me. And it was like a dream come true. I'm like, well, yeah, I'd love to work there, So this is really where it all started in a lot of ways. Back in 1972, we had our first class. And, yeah, I could go to like a traditional four-year university, but I've done that. I'm really at a point where I want to be with people who have been in the field, have been on the front lines, know what it's like to work with clients during a bull market and a bear market. And they just have a wealth of knowledge and experience they can share, that they can apply. When you get right down to it, the concepts are not really that difficult. What makes it sophisticated is the volume. I don't think there's any one concept in our books that our average student couldn't master. The key is practice. You have to keep practicing, because it's one thing to read something, say, "I get it," and move on. It's another thing to keep practicing so you remember it all the time. I don't want my students to be the ones sitting in the testing center like, "Gosh, I know I've seen this before. What was that rule again? What was that ratio? How does that go?" I'd rather my students have seen the material and practiced the material so many times that they just know it cold.